Imagine opening your inbox and seeing a message that mentions your latest LinkedIn post, your company's newest product launch, or even a challenge your business is facing. It feels personal, almost as if someone spent several minutes researching you before pressing send. Now, imagine discovering that the sender created not 10 of those personalized emails, not 100, but 1,000 in less than an hour. It sounds impossible because we've been taught that personalization always demands time. But what if the real secret isn't working faster? What if it's building a smarter system that makes every cold email feel genuinely human without writing each one from scratch? For years, business owners, freelancers, and marketers believed they had to choose between quality and scale. If they wanted highly personalized emails, they had to spend hours researching prospects one by one. If they wanted speed, they had to send generic templates that everyone ignored. That trade-off has discouraged countless people from using cold email effectively. But today's best outreach professionals aren't making that choice anymore. They've quietly adopted a different workflow that combines strategy, data, and AI personalization to deliver relevance at a scale that seemed impossible only a few years ago. The reason so many cold email campaigns fail isn't because email marketing is dead. It's because most messages sound like they were copied and pasted 1,000 times. They open with the same tired introduction, make vague promises, and ask for a meeting before earning any attention. Recipients recognize these patterns instantly. Within seconds, the email's deleted, ignored, or marked as spam. The sender assumes the offer wasn't good enough, when in reality, the problem started long before the pitch. A generic message tells the reader one thing: you didn't matter enough for me to learn anything about you. That feeling destroys trust before the conversation even begins. Meanwhile, spending 10 minutes researching every lead creates another problem. If you have 1,000 prospects, you've just signed up for more than 160 hours of research before sending a single email. That's not a business, that's a bottleneck. The breakthrough comes from changing how you think about personalization. The goal isn't to write 1,000 completely different emails. The goal is to identify the handful of details that actually matter to each prospect. Professionals understand that people don't expect a biography. They simply want proof that the sender understands who they are and why the message is relevant. Once you realize that, technology becomes an amplifier instead of a replacement for human thinking. Modern AI personalization tools don't magically create relationships. They organize information, recognize patterns, and generate natural first lines based on real data. The strategy still comes first. You decide what makes someone relevant. You choose the audience. You define the problem you're solving. AI simply handles the repetitive work that once consumed entire days. Instead of staring at a blank screen, AI cold email systems transform those details into conversational opening lines. The result isn't fake personalization, it's efficient personalization built on genuine information. The workflow itself is surprisingly simple once you understand the logic behind it. Everything begins with finding the right prospects. Great outreach isn't about collecting the biggest list possible, it's about identifying businesses that actually need what you offer. That single decision improves every step that follows. Next comes collecting useful information, such as company descriptions, recent announcements, LinkedIn profiles, websites, or industry focus. These details become the raw material for email personalization. Then you identify meaningful personalization points. Maybe the company recently expanded into a new market. Maybe the founder appeared on a podcast. Maybe they launched a new feature or hired several employees. Those small signals create natural conversation starters because they're specific and relevant. Now, AI generates personalized first lines using those data points while keeping the tone conversational rather than robotic. Instead of writing everything from scratch, you review the suggestions, remove anything that sounds unnatural, and make quick edits where necessary. This quality check is essential because automation without oversight can damage credibility. Once everything looks authentic, the campaign is ready to send through an email automation platform that spaces messages naturally and manages follow-ups. But sending isn't the finish line.
Tracking replies reveals which personalization styles create conversations, which industries respond most often, and which subject lines deserve another test. Every campaign becomes a source of better data for the next one. Consider a freelance lead generation specialist who struggled to attract consistent clients. Every week, he manually wrote around 50 personalized emails and spent more time researching than actually selling. After reorganizing his workflow, he built prospect lists in advance, collected company data automatically, and used AI to draft customized opening lines based on recent business activity. Instead of spending an entire day writing emails, he spent most of his time reviewing and improving them. Within a month, he was sending nearly 1,000 personalized emails each week while maintaining strong quality. His reply rate increased from roughly 2% to just over 6%. More importantly, those replies turned into discovery calls and long-term B2B sales opportunities because the conversation started with relevance instead of generic pitches. The biggest lesson isn't that AI replaced human effort, it's that AI removed unnecessary effort. Personalized emails don't succeed because every word is unique. They succeed because the message feels relevant to the person reading it. When strategy guides automation, outreach becomes more effective instead of more mechanical. That's the difference professionals understand, and it's why they consistently outperform people who rely on mass templates alone. The future of cold email belongs to those who combine human insight with intelligent systems. Start small, test your workflow, improve it with every campaign, and let data guide your decisions. You may never look at email outreach the same way again. At this stage, many beginners make a critical mistake. They gather as much information as possible, assuming that more data automatically leads to better personalization. In reality, too much information often creates clutter instead of clarity. The most effective outreach focuses on a few meaningful insights rather than dozens of random facts. A recent product launch, a hiring announcement, a company milestone, or a thoughtful LinkedIn post can often be enough to create an authentic connection. The purpose isn't to impress prospects with how much you know about them. It's to demonstrate that you've taken the time to understand something that genuinely matters to their business before starting the conversation. If you found this valuable, subscribe for more practical strategies, leave a comment with your biggest outreach challenge, and I'll see you in the next video.